I want this $3,000 laptop, but I'm broke, so I'm flipping phones to make it happen. Will I reach my goal or fail? Let's find out. So far I've made $480, so I'm getting closer to my goal. But let's start this episode. Unfortunately, I forgot to press the record button for these two phones on the left, but they are iPhone 13s in a decent shape. The green one I bought for $250 and I sold it for $300, and the black one is the same story. So I've made $100 of these two phones. Next up is this iPhone 13 Pro with what I'd say is a pretty unique issue. But firstly, let's talk about the basics. I bought this iPhone 13 Pro for $270, which I believe is an excellent price for this phone. The phone is in overall very good condition and the battery health stands at 82%. But before I explain the issue with the phone, please press the like button. When I open settings, you can see a message that the rear camera is marked as unknown part. But the seller told me that the phone has never been repaired. So how is that possible? Well, it's quite simple. If you open the camera app and try to capture a photo with a rear camera, you can see that it's missing the ultra-wide camera option. And that's the issue. The rear ultra-wide camera isn't working as it should. And actually, the flex cable of the ultra-wide camera is responsible for the message in settings. If the flex cable gets disconnected or the camera gets damaged, you get this message. I will spare you from the process of opening the phone, because you see this every time. Upon the first inspection, everything looks fine. So before I try to do any expensive repairs, maybe the camera got disconnected. So I will disconnect and connect the rear camera flex cables and try the camera again. Unfortunately, that didn't fix the issue. And because I wanted to be 100% sure, I ran the repair assistant diagnostics. And you can see that the ultra-wide camera isn't recognized as present. And that means that my only option is to replace the rear camera. So my first step was to remove the bracket covering the camera. I carefully removed the camera and placed a new one inside that I got from iCloud locked iPhone I have at home. After I installed the new rear camera, I check if some dust specks have entered the camera lens. And I see that something has entered the ultra-wide camera lens. So I have to remove the camera, clean it and install the camera again. After that was done and I didn't find any dust specks, I reinstalled the camera bracket. Then I connected the display and checked if I fixed the issue with the camera. And voila, the rear camera works just fine. But the battle isn't over, the most annoying part is just coming. And by that I mean that I have to calibrate the camera to the phone. Otherwise I would have camera not genuine message. And I don't want that. And why do I say that the camera calibration is annoying? Well, on the non-pro models the camera calibration is straightforward. You just press a button and it's almost immediately paired. But unfortunately, on every Pro model that has a LiDAR sensor, the camera replacement is straight up painful. You literally have to spin in a circle, go from right to left for 5 minutes straight until the camera calibrates. And that's all thanks to the LiDAR sensor. By the way, this clip was sped up 100 times. So let me know what you think about this process down in the comments. I am spinning like a fidget spinner. And finally the camera was calibrated. And now in the settings, in the parts and service section, the camera is labeled as genuine part. And this repair was basically done. I installed the brackets covering the connectors and I closed up the phone, installed the pentalobe screws at the bottom, and that was it. So how much money did I make from this phone? I bought this phone for $270. The rear camera, even though I had it at home, if I had to purchase it, would be $60. So let's add it to the budget. So the total to get this phone up and running was $330. And I have already sold a phone for 420 bucks. That's 90 bucks profit. That's not bad at all. So in this episode we've made 190 bucks, making our total to 670 bucks. I am getting closer and closer to my goal with each video. So see you next week. Bye.